BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to take a look at Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link on the NES, which was released in 1988 in North America, and was developed and published by Nintendo. Now, Zelda is an old-time classic, and this one is the only direct sequel to the original one, and it's a little bit different. And what I mean by a little bit different, I mean there's a lot different. And first off, it's a side-scroller. But it does have a top-down view in the overworld area, but other than that, it's only a side-scroller. Also, this was the first Zelda game to introduce the magic meter bar, which is actually pretty revolutionary for its time. Now, I know a magic meter bar is an essential in most Zelda games, but at this one, this was a whole new thing. And there was also a lot of towns to visit. But the one interesting thing that does make this one a lot different, not just only to the original Zelda game, but to all the other Zelda games, is that in this one, it has RPG elements. Like, you get EXP from killing monsters, and you use the EXP to either gain health, gain your magic, or upgrade your sword. Now, it's a pretty damn weird Zelda game, but the reason why I think they did it like this was because, well, they only had one other Zelda game before this one, so there wasn't really a huge follow-up to this one. So, I mean, it's not like it had its whole standard yet, so we can kind of understand where they're coming from with this. But now, we're gonna get into the story, and the story of this one is still very basic like the first one. But Zelda is not kidnapped in this one. Instead, she's put into a sleeping spell, and Link has to restore the crystals from each palace. Also, Ganon has been defeated from the first one, so he's dead in this one. But all the enemies in this one are trying to resurrect Ganon by using Link's blood, which is kind of fucked up when you think about it, but whatever, it works. But you know, if the enemies really want to kill Link that badly, you know, they should probably just hire a hitman for that. So that's the very basic of the story. I mean, I could go into detail about the whole situation with Impa telling Link that there's a mark on his hand which happens to be the Triforce, and then something about Zelda's brother trying to do something about a wizard or whatever. Yeah, I don't want to get into all that. So yeah, that's the basic story here, and well, it's just typical Zelda stuff, which is all fine and dandy. Now, one thing I gotta stress this out in this game is that this Zelda game is fucking hard. And personally, I think it's one of the hardest Zelda games I ever played. Actually, I even think it's one of the hardest NES games I ever played. Now, just for a couple reasons why this one is really hard, is that, for one, it's not very clear to figure out where you're supposed to be going, which is one. And two, the enemies in it are fucking hard as shit, or a pain in the ass. But I think I'll get into that more after, so for now, let's look at the controls. And I have to say, they're really good and responsive. So no major complaints, but I remember as a kid, it took me a while to figure out how to use the magic, but it's actually just select. Yeah, I know, so hard! But trust me, there's a lot more harder things than just pressing a damn select button. But anyways, the controls are actually really good. Now, the graphics for this game are actually really nice for its time. I really like the colors and some of the depth that they have inside the inside of the houses. So I'd have to say the graphics in this game are actually really good. Now, as for the music in this game, I think it's great personally. I find it suits it very well and sounds very adventurous. And it's also pretty catchy as well, so yeah, I really like the music in this one. Now, I died a lot when I was recording this, since playing with a keyboard is a lot harder than playing on a controller. Now, I do have a copy of this game in my NES collection, but I find it easier to get game footage using an emulator for NES games, so that's why I had to use that. But either way, the game is still hard as fuck. But when I was recording this though, I only got to the second level, where normally I can actually get all the way up to Death Mountain, because Death Mountain is the place where I always give up at because that place is just fucked up. It's just so fucked up that it's not even fair. Now, remember when I said that this game is very, not clear to where you figure out where you're supposed to go? Well, a lot of the townspeople in this game don't really give you a lot of useful information. I mean, I know that you have this error guy and this pink blob dude that tells you the most stupidest shit. I am error. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, cause that's gonna tell me where I'm supposed to go. But it's not the worst that I've seen whenever it comes to confusing shit, but still. Now, remember when I told you about there were some pain-in-the-ass enemies in this game? Well, I'll just name a couple of them, and I know one of them that I can name off the top of my head that I remember playing this game when I was a kid were these Orange Knight dudes. They can go suck a dick. Haha, he just fell through the floor. Yeah, that was a really random glitch that happened, but hey, I'm not complaining. Stupid fucker. And another enemy that I just really don't like at all are these jumping rat guys. Now, I know they're really easy to beat and all, but the thing that I don't like is the fact that when you kill them, they don't give you EXP at all. And they're all over the place, so imagine how much EXP you can actually get when you're killing them. But in this case, nope, you don't get diddly shit. And finally, the last thing that I really hate in this game that I'll mention are these flying unicorn heads. Fuck them. Just fucking the majestic creature land. Now I know there was one infamous boss that I keep on hearing about all the time. Well, not only just hear about, I even seen it before, is Dark Link. And this is where he makes his first appearance. And he is really hard as shit because he's gonna kick your ass no matter what because he copies your every move. Now, I never fought him myself because of the fact I haven't got that far, but I just know about it. And I thought I'd mention it because, well, why the fuck not? Because Dark Link is fucking badass. Well, I'm not gonna have time anyways. In this one, he's an asshole. Now, dying in this game fucking sucks because not only do you go all the way back from the starting point, but you also lose all the EXP that you obtained. And another really frustrating thing I really don't like is the fact that usually when you kill enemies, they usually drop something. Usually it's like a bottle to recover your magic or an EXP bag, but there's no hearts. And the only way that you can gain health is from getting a certain amount of EXP to get the health bonus, which can be difficult sometimes, especially way later on in the game. But there's also fairies that you can find though, but it's always just so random though, so you can never count on it all the time. So yeah, from what I just explained just a little bit about this game, it's really frustrating. Well, actually, frustrating, no, because remember what I said before. Frustrating is when it's really frustrating and I fucking hate it. I mean, sure, I may do hate a lot of things in this game, or at least some things piss me off, but I mean, there's still some fundamentals in this game though. Now, if you want to buy this game, it's going to cost you around $14.99 around. So yeah, I'd say that sounds pretty good for that type of price. Now, if I were to rate this game, I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a very well made game, but god damn, it's fucking hard, and very unforgiving as well. Now, challenge is not a horrible thing. In fact, I actually do like challenge in a video game, but there are some things that they could have done a bit better with the challenge in this game. Like, I found they should have made Death Mountain near the end, because fuck, like Death Mountain is just like ridiculously hard. But yes, I do consider it to be a good game, but be prepared that you're gonna die a lot. Now, this game is considered to be the black sheep within the Zelda franchise since there's just so many different mechanics that they use that never appeared again in any other Zelda game. And no, I'm not including those fucking CDI games because CDI fucking sucks. Also, fuck Phillips. And no, I'm not talking about like the Phillips screwdriver, although we'll might as well use a Phillips screwdriver to screw into the Phillips CDI because, you know, because everyone knows that that system is filled with donkey turds. But anyways, there's not much else I can say, but overall, good game, but very frustrating. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching and commenting.
Die.